So, in the small Najakian suburb, the Sunsteel Syndicate had found some horses. You found the Sento farm where you met Master Sento, who cared for horses who have either retired from service or were no longer able to be cared for by their original owners. After spending some time to get to know some of the horses, the final decisions were made, and horses were purchased. Ignatz bought the seasoned horse called Kaiser. Ilea bought Daisy. Mallory bought the stubborn Lista, and Varys took Prince. He then returned to Najak and found Halkirk there, returning home. And he looked a little worse for wear due to the situation with his daughter. And eventually it was decided, after some discussion, to do at least a little bit of investigating, finding his daughter, which led you to the Ludai Gardens, the kind of academic place where a lot of the youth hang out, where the academy is. And you found a place called the Loft, which was the place to be for the in-group at the academy. Indeed, you found Halkirk's daughter there, Idrine, doing her best to try to fit in with this pretty rough crowd. But as you were watching her, it became apparent that there was one friend that was kind of the lead influencer for Idrine. She was persuaded to come home, to return back to her family. You escorted her home, and in doing so, you realized that you had been followed, and giving chase and pursuit, that the person who followed you was in fact this quote-unquote friend, who was revealed to be a night hag who had been preying upon the young girl. While the fight didn't exactly end in a very closing fashion, it seems that for the time being, that situation has been resolved. So, just to make sure, you guys stayed the night with Halkirk and his family in their little home, keeping watch to make sure nothing untoward happened once again. And as the sun breaks through a cloudy sky, you now leave the area of Halkirk's home with a new day and a new task before you. The plans of heading toward Sauzi, now offering many different divergent paths, as you must decide which routes you wish to take. You now are leaving the area of the Cogs, the urban portion of the Cogs, walking through the city, gathering your things. So, Sunsteel Syndicate, what do you wish to do?
I think we just assume that I have already told my mom I'm going to be out and about, so we don't have to make a specialized stop to say, "Hey, I'm leaving town again."
Okay. I mean, you're not too far from the area, but you could
Actually,
also
you're probably...
stop by her work. She's probably already at work by this point anyway.
Okay. I think we'll just let it be.
Okay.
I think we have an understanding at this point.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we still have 26 days of rations, so we probably don't need to get any more of those. We're probably good to
26 days of rations for 4 people?
for 4 people.
Okay.
We have a lot of rations.
So 6 days each, or 24 per person?
No, I'm talking we have 24 per person.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry.
Dang, boy.
That's not what I thought he was saying either, so that really... Oh, it threw me off.
Glad I clarified.
We have a lot of rations.
I was like, 24 sounds... 24 per person is a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll be fine. From the sound of it.
So we have enough rations. But we do need... We only have 10 days of horse rations, is the thing.
Gotcha.
So that is our big missing. So we might want to buy just a few more days of horse rations before we head out.
Mm-hmm. And rations are good when grazing can't be found.
Yeah.
So they're good to have on hand in the event.
And I should say we have 10 days of rations per horse. So we need to get I'd probably say we want to get another 5 days of rations per horse.
We could maybe buy some more once we get there too, right? It's a 7-day journey.
It's a 7-day journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the situation's going to be like once we get there.
Right. We're gonna have some grazing spots along the way.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some days where we need to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Have them eat their rations.
Yeah.
And once we get there, we'll probably be able to buy some food for them. Right?
Hopefully.
Probably. Well, are we?
If not, I'm sure we can figure something out.
Are we going through any towns on the way there? Because if we're going through towns on the way there too, like
Can we
that
get
whole-
the?
we get the map.
The map.
So I have a more detailed map of the next province that I'm uploading. It's on the Google Drive currently.
Got it. What's our destination called again?
The province that you're heading to is Saozi, to the northeast.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one I've pulled up kind of shows a little bit of desert in the top right corner. And Lake Silar off to the left.
So I yeah, it's not desert per se, but I don't have a map of Saozi yet, but I do have a map of Jiahujia, which is the province kind of in between.
Right. Okay.
this right here.
Yeah, so
Well, luckily it looks pretty green.
Yeah, it does look decently great.
we're riding, we're probably going to want to follow paths. It looks like there's not.
Well, we're also going to want some water. We want some more water sources.
There's this river that goes this way. And are the brown lines the paths? Like the roads?
Yes. I'm trying to upload this. It's not okay. I'll just move it over to this screen.
I think we should each have 2 days worth of water.
So
At least.
the
I have
Empire,
2 water.
the Empire
Also-
in general is pretty green. There's not a lot of desert.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But if you guys are looking at the map of Jiahujia, this is just a zoomed up portion. So obviously you guys are in Najak currently. All of the brown roads the brown lines are roads that are maintained, that are well traveled, that are, kept clean. There's some of these other green roads. Those are kind of, those are roads in the sense more like trails. They're not really maintained, kind of rougher terrain, but a path nonetheless. And then, yeah, so you're kind of, Saozi is up over in that direction.
And we had come to the conclusion that there might be manticores in some of these mountains.
Yes.
Was it the Asian Ridge? Or down Monticello? Or where would be the best place to look?
So from the research, you know that they live in mountainous and sometimes hilly areas. The book that you had mentioned one place specifically, but that was to the south.
Right.
That doesn't mean that, manticores don't exist in other places. Like, they could be some over here in the hills. They might be over here in the mountain areas. Yeah.
So, looking at the map, it looks like we have a couple of options. First is we can do bushwhacking, just like cross this lake and just go straight up to Pantor Dash. Panfor?
Yeah, Panavor Desh.
Panavor, that's an I. Panavor Dash over here. Go straight through here. We'd have to figure out a way across this river, which looks like it's pretty big.
Yeah.
And there's no exit from Najak on that side, so that might slow us down.
That was probably slow us down more to be faster. Yeah.
Well,
So-
actually, Najak is built on both sides of the river.
Here.
Oh, there's a road. Okay.
There's a road that goes through the woods. So if we
Oh,
go back
okay.
up north, northwest, and then cut to the north through the woods there, looks like there's roads that.
Also, for reference, I forgot to put the label, but there's a small village right here. That's Sokoru.
Where is it?
Oh, you can't see it, but it's just that road that goes right up to the bottom tip of the lake. There's a small village there.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
That's Sokoru.
So cool. We've been along this road.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if we go up here on this crossroads, and take a right, we can go all the way through here, because there's a road that goes up this way and then cut across this way.
Okay.
That might be the fastest.
Because
Or
we
we go this way and up.
go back, zoom in on where we're going again. Is it that one?
So this is where we're leaving from.
Yeah.
We're trying to get like up here somewhere.
Yeah.
So my thought is, we have two options. If we're prioritizing speed,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna want to shoot for Fendai Sholat and shoot up through there. Does that sound right, Connor?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the direction we're trying to go. If we're prioritizing speed, when we get to Fendai, we could probably check in with the guild there and see if there are any manticores already like
In the
sighted
area.
in the area.
Yeah.
That we could go hunt down. But it's probably less likely because the mountains are kind of out of the way from that place. Our other option, if we want to kind of prioritize manticores, we come down this way, or go up this way, right? And we come over here to Eden Kazai, Iden Kazi, and ask over there because there's more hills over here.
Mhm.
Or we could even go up here to Inala Mavas near Mount Azer, because there's a road that goes straight there, and then just kind of wander these unmaintained
Yeah.
green roads
Yeah.
for a day or
For a
two.
little bit.
Looking
Just see if we
for
can find us out there.
ourselves. And then either we'll get lucky and find a mountain pass that can wrap us around back here, or we'll cut back around, which might be faster.
I like that idea.
Okay, second one.
Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
You?
So that has us going out the
The south side of.
southeastern side of Najak, away from Sokoru, down to this road where we'll cut northeast and then go up this way. We were going to either go over here or we were going to go over here. Any opinions about whether we go to Eden Kazi
Maybe-
or up
maybe-
to Mavis?
Maybe once we get to that little, like, the Y branch off, we see how we're doing. If we feel like stopping in town would be good, then we can hold
Yeah.
off. But if not, we just
Yeah.
keep going.
We're going to cross through Kinbara Kosh
Yeah.
on the way as well. So,
I think just go as, like, follow that until we get to that
so
area
we're
right
doing
there. Yeah.
either branch off this way or we go for Nova.
Yep.
This is also a town about the same distance. Much
Yeah.
smaller on the map, though. And maybe, there's Hayden's Peak here, right? And these are some hills. So there's a possibility if we went this way instead, we could look here for manticores as well, although it seems less likely.
Yeah.
I would like somebody to make a history check.
If we can do it.
I'm not doing it.
Got it. I'll just on my. Can I have the table?
Yeah.
That's. Big numbers. Natural one.
Natural one, first roll of the day.
First roll of the day. We're starting off great, guys.
All right. That checks out because Varys, you have not really been around this part.
That's fair.
Most of your operations have been either within the city or within the province. Haven't had much dealings without it.
Well, it's a huge bummer because right when he asked about that, I was about to say, "Hey, can I see if I know anything about this area?"
Well, usually when these situations, I ask for two people to roll, but I just wanted to see how the one roll would go. So, Mallory, if you would like to make a history check, you may do so.
Thanks.
Amazing. Amazing.
I was like, "Oh, dang it."
Have mercy.
First roll of the night, natural 1.
11.
11, okay.
Two more ones.
You've heard, So Najak is built on both sides of the River Naudibal, but most of the traffic and entrances happen on the south side. What part of the city does exist on the other side is mostly like the Ludai Gardens, the places you've been, but outside the city walls, it's mostly it's not even. Basically, at the edge of the city on the north side, that's it. There's no like further farms or farms much. That whole kind of area of Lantern's Edge kind of has a lot of folklore about it. It's not really settled. It's just kind of wildlands. And you do gather that there are more places to cross the river Naudibal. There are people who have like ferry services and stuff like that. So not just the roads, but you don't know much more about them. But you do know that they exist.
It's a beautiful map.
It was a nice map.
Thank you. I made it while I was working on Thursday.
Very nice. So, there's some folklore about Lantern's Edge. There's a possibility that we could cross there, from the sound of it. These green dots on the north and the east of Lantern's Edge, like across the river, is that like a ferry service?
Possibly.
Okay,
So maybe we could just go straight
just
through.
cross through there.
It might save us a little bit of time. There's also like these roads that go right parallel to it. So who even knows? We could cross here and then cut through the woods if we wanted to. But yeah, so I guess it looks like from looking at the map, going around this way versus going around this way to this point might be slightly longer to go north. We
Yeah.
would pass through some hills and mountains on the way where we could check for manticores. And there's also a possibility of crossing through here based off of your history check.
Yeah.
And worst case, we get over here and it doesn't look passable, so we go back and we've wasted a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
that's true.
Or we get all the way here and there's no ferry service and we have to follow the river over to the
I say we just follow. I say we just stick with the road.
stick to the road.
I say we just stick to the road.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of trying to buff it through area that we don't know.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay.
So do we want to go this way and go through the hills, or do we want to go this way and maybe go a little bit faster? Looks like there's maybe some tiny hills here by Kinvarkosh as well.
Well, are we set on getting the Manticore right now?
We are hoping to find one on the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Then if we're hoping to find one on the way, we should probably go through the hills.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay, plus this section of road is something we know.
We
So
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this way.
we've been before.
So starting off on a familiar
Yeah.
road wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
make. Never mind. The roll was already made.
Okay, I think we've decided to go to the northwest, back up towards Sokoru to start our journey.
Okay, so following the road, and then crossing the river up
Right.
north.
And do we have a physical map?
I say you could, if you stopped by the guild hall, you could pick one up for like 5 silver.
Okay,
We should probably do that.
let's
We probably should get a map.
You got that?
Yeah. Cool. I'll knock it off. 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being the treasurer. Those were good days.
Daisy.
The bird with the money.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So we will stop by. We'll stop by the guild hall because we've already turned in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just go back, buy a map,
Mhm.
and we'll collect our horses.
Mhm.
And is there any? I guess the stable. Did the stable feed them, or does the stable have feed for the day?
They have that was included
was
in
included in
the
the price.
in the price that I gave you last time. So
Okay, good.
they're good for now. Generally, horses will eat in the morning and then in the night, or when they stop, and usually that's grazing when possible. But
Okay.
so they're good for the first half of the day.
Good.
Okay, so
Good deal.
Off we go.
Away we go.
1 second. Where? Okay. Yeah. Why is everything all out of order? What the heck happened? My tabs are like...
I'm sorry. I'm throwing off the image. Sorry. Sorry. This is a classic.
What the freak? Okay. So confused. I'm back. Okay. So, you walk back through the city. It's an overcast day. There are like patches of sky that are blue that kind of shine forth, but the clouds are large and poofy. Some of them kind of dark.
Hey, welcome.
The as you're walking past the areas of the city, you walk back through the Brazat Square. You walk past the kind of the theater areas, which it being essentially a weekend, there's a bit more people that are passing through, getting ready to attend one of the various shows that are being performed for the day.
Ice cream then.
Okay, that's perfect.
Sorry, Gail, just joining us.
Caleb!
And
Hey!
you're recording. This is the Caleb that we're always saying hi to at the end of every episode.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so
Our number
true.
one fan. Are you caught up? Okay, that's fine. You've been busy.
So as you're kind of walking down the space, there's lots of people that are out. You walk through the prism and out toward the... Because you guys are basically have to walk through the entire city, the opposite end, to get to the stables at this point. You get to the stables, you find everything in good order. One of the stable hands comments to Yumalori about how the horse only insisted on eating from a very specific trough in the stable. And no matter what they could do, Lista was like, no, this is my trough, I'm eating from this one. But everything seems to be good with the horses. So you grab your horses, you begin to saddle up, and as you're leaving, you hear a voice. Ignatz?
Yeah, I just think when we pick up the horses, I will walk up to Kaiser and say, "Hey, buddy, I brought you something special." And I pull out an apple.
Okay. Make an animal handling check with advantage.
Sweet. Trying to get my horse to like me. Keep rolling really low now. Yep, that's still bad.
Even with advantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 4 and a 6. So that's an 8.
Canonically, this horse just hates him.
I just can't roll for crap. I rolled like last week. I rolled like a 2 with advantage. I rolled a 4 with advantage. I rolled a 3 with advantage. It was bad.
It was impressive.
Thanks.
So Kaiser, he kind of just sniffs it, and then just kind of turns his whole head to face you with like that long face and those dark eyes, and just kind of regards you for an extended moment.
Come on, baby. I thought we had something.
One of the stable hands says, "Oh, I think he's already pretty full. He did eat quite a bit this morning."
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hang on to this for later then. I'll stow it.
Okay. So as you're pulling your horses out by the reins, you're about to saddle up when you hear a voice say, "Sunsteel Syndicate." You turn around and you see this person with robes, that a scarred face, salt and pepper hair, um, flanked by three other figures in robes and hoods. You've seen these people before. Do you remember where?
We have seen them.
Is this their wait?
Oh, I
What's
guess
the
there's
other group
another
name?
name. I wrote it down.
It's the Sky Stormlance?
That's it.
Stormlance.
Stormlance.
Nope.
No, it's not them.
This is not them, though?
No, this is an older man, kind of the salt and
This is the guy
pepper.
who selling the magic shop. The prism dude. Uptech prism guy.
Oh, the Prism guy.
Mm-hmm. So,
Well, I orchestrated prison break.
yes. So he kind of approaches to you with kind of a wan smile and just kind of looks up and looks at the horses like, "These are some majestic steeds you have. Quite impressive."
Thanks. Yeah, we've formed quite the bond with them already.
He goes up to Kaiser and begins rubbing his face. And Kaiser, he's in it. He's into it.
Cool. That's fine.
That's fine. I'm fine.
I'm nothing if not patient, I guess.
I see
Can
you
we-
are headed somewhere.
Yeah. I'll look over at you guys. We're going on a trip.
In our favorite rocket ship. Yeah, we're heading out of town for a little bit.
I see.
So anything that you needed.
But there was one item of business that I did wish to discuss something with you. If you wouldn't mind a moment of talking.
Well, I suppose we can hear you out. Out.
Yeah, oot.
We both just started.
And while he's talking, the other three figures, with their hoods and robes, you can't see any of their faces, except for their mouths. It's just kind of obscured with the hoods pulled low. They're just kind of, I guess the best way to describe it, it's almost like Assassin's Creed kind of looking, with their robes. They just kind of have their hands kind of behind them. Mallory, go ahead and make a history check.
Can I try to get a bead or a vibe check just to see, like, do they have ill intent toward us?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
17.
17, okay. While you've never seen these in person, if your inclination is correct, these those robed figures that are with them, not necessarily associated with the prism directly. The thing that kind of gives it away is the fact you don't see much of their personal identities, the three robed figures, intentionally bereft of any sort of insignia or other identifying feature. All three of the robes are identical. And this makes you suspect that these are people called Shozaki. Shozaki. And there's, in the same way that there's a lot of folklore around SEAL Team 6, there's a lot of folklore around the Shozaki. Expertly trained martial fighters, especially focused on handling threats or crimes that involve magic users.
So they're like the magic police.
Kind of, yes. And so the three of them are just kind of standing there with their hands behind their backs, just kind of not surrounding you, but just kind of fanning out. You don't see them move at all. Your insight check, what was it?
24.
24? Okay.
Rolled a 19.
Nice. There you go. You can't roll for crap.
I rolled with advantage. One of them was a 3. The other one was 19.
You don't get any... There's not anything in the posture from any of the figures in there that look like they are poised to make a physical move against you. That said, you do get a lot of confidence just kind of exuding from this man. And he seems very... I guess the way to say it would be precise in his language.
Okay.
After finishing rubbing Kaiser's head, he kind of turns back towards you. Said, if I'm not mistaken, I am under the impression that you may be able to help me and the Prism and vis-a-vis the Empire at large. You seem to be a curious group. I understand that you've only recently been registered with the Guildhall and already have been making waves, as it were, within certain spheres. If I'm not mistaken, I suspect that if you continue this trajectory, there are many great things that lie ahead of you. And I would encourage you to continue along that path. There are many guild companies that start out strong, but for one reason or other begin to peter out and waste so much of their potential.
Well, thanks.
That is a shame for them, but thank you for, I guess, recognizing our potential.
Of course.
Did you just come here to compliment us, though?
I understand that you were recently in the city of Sandola.
That's correct.
The incidents there were quite unbelievable, even within some spheres of my organization. We only can suppose that you had some part to play within that, and as we've been informed by Sir Intelligible Sultan, your efforts there are greatly appreciated. Which leads me to my true purpose in speaking to you this morning. The Surin, while in her adult state, shall we say, was not able to remember too much of her first encounter with you. Although there was one thing that piqued my interest, something that we've been chasing for a long time. Correct me, let me know if this sounds familiar to you. A couple dozen spectral spirits forming and aiding you in a climactic battle.
I can't say that there rings a bell. Spirits, was it?
Make a deception check.
Whoa. I just completely missed the... Okay. Not bad.
Deception.
Just out of curiosity.
A dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad. I had advantage, but I only had +1. And I just rolled to see what would happen. I got a 1 and a 4.
Stop sharing. New dice.
Three new dice. I think it's because they're not red. I'm going to use my red dice.
Use your red dice.
He looks to you, Varys, with his eyes just kind of turned to you. You don't see any change in his facial structure, but he says, well, that's a shame. Because if it did sound familiar, and this was something that was caused by a group, then that group would be in possession of stolen property. Property that has been sought after by the iridescent prism for nearly a decade, and, if returned, would grant the party who returned it good standing with our guild and great applaud from the Empire.
Is that so? Well, and I'm just gonna kind of look over at Ignatz for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at him and just
Yeah, the horn is visibly hanging from my belt. It's like right there.
Oh, it's so much better than I ever could have anticipated. Is that it's just right there.
I like to imagine though that it doesn't have its magical luster right now because it's still got 3 days to recharge.
Yeah.
well,
That is
Right there. I'm just doing everything I can now to look at it.
I'm just gonna say
like
well, I don't know if they were spirits per se, but I suppose we did have the help of what were they exactly?
Oh, the things?
Yeah, those things.
There were they said they were friends from
Valhalla.
That does sound right, yeah.
Valhalla.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Friends from Valhalla. If that's what you're talking about.
He glances after you, spies the horn at the. His eyes kind of flick towards your belt. And there's kind of a wan smile. And he says, "Well, that does sound exactly what we've been looking for. This item, having been stolen nearly a decade ago, has been long on our radar." He doesn't know what radar is. Radar doesn't exist in this world.
It's been on our locate
objects.
Has long been on our docket of something we've been most anxious to find and recover. And it seems that the ever-rising Sunsteel Syndicate has gone above their mandate and done just that.
Well, far be it from us to impede the work of the Empire, and I believe it's in our best interest to be in good standing with you all. So, I'm just going to look at
be wise.
I'm just going to look at the thing and say, perhaps it's best if we don't cause any trouble.
But they were so nice.
I'm aware.
Okay.
But
well, this is sad.
Well, okay.
I sense your hesitation. I can understand. Such items do not come rare.
We were saving the world.
I'm sure. You have a sister, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
I'm just gonna stare at him. Like, I was reaching for the horn, but I've kind of frozen in place. I'm like, where is this going?
I understand she's currently enrolled at Telefrank's Academy, seeking to become a very prestigious wizard. I hear she's very talented.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
I don't want to make this recovery of this item without any sort of reward for you. If you return this stolen property to the proper hands, I am in a position where I can guarantee her not only a sponsorship for the rest of her tuition, but her choice of vocation upon her graduation.
Okay. She did say something to me that's very awesome, and before I do anything else, I'm just gonna, like, pull the horn off and be like, are the proper hands your hands? And just hold it out.
He'll take the horn, inspect
Okay,
it.
and I'll say, she did tell me something about her own merit for whatever that means for finding a job. But I am very keen on helping pay for school. If you could do that, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. Consider it done. He just kind of looks off to the distance. You see his eyes kind of, like his irises kind of flash and kind of glow for a brief second and say, It's a very honorable thing to do, Ignatz. I appreciate your cooperation.
Well, he didn't like put any magic on us, right? He was just looking at the item.
You didn't perceive anything?
Okay. Well, if you ever, I don't know if you've got much of like martial experience yourself, but when I summoned those guys, I got the sense that they would not take kindly to anyone who didn't. So just be careful.
Thank you for the advance warning. We are quite aware of how this works, and hence why we thought it very important that we keep track of where this item is.
Of course. I just, I wouldn't want my sister's new sponsor to get beaten up by a dozen barbarian spirits, right? That would be bad.
Of course not.
So, what was your name again?
You can call me Scent.
Scent? Okay. Well, I'm Ignatz, but you knew that already. I'm still kind of reeling a little bit. Wow, okay. Well, nice to meet you, Mr. Scent, sir.
Of course. He kind of looks over to Varys and says, "And I gather that you are a practitioner of the magic arts yourself?"
Well, I'm not exactly a studier of the magic arts, but it seems to work somehow.
He's unnatural.
Of course.
This guy.
Let's call it a gift, if you will.
Of course. There are many within our organization that have similar gifts as yours. I wish to continue to express my appreciation for your assistance in this recovery effort. Should you ever wish to enter the premises of the Iridescent Prism and see what sort of facilities and otherwise we have to offer for one user such as yourself, consider yourself having a friend on the inside. I'd be more than happy to assist you.
I'm just going to have a little bouncer. It's always nice to have friends.
Of course.
Yeah. Big thumbs up.
His eyes just kind of pass between all four of you again, just kind of giving a lingering, discerning look. And finally, at the end, he goes back to that smile and says, "Well, once again, thank you. Your efforts are much appreciated. I wish you good luck on whatever further adventures you have before you."
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Scent, sir.
It's very kind of you.
He just kind of smiles and turns around and begins walking the other direction, the other three figures flanking beside him.
Cool. Turn to the rest of them and say, "Wow, he's pretty cool. I sure hope he doesn't turn out to be the big bad evil guy."
I'm just going to look at you and say,
What?
the what?
A big bad evil guy.
Aliyah
sure,
says, "Baphomet?"
We're on an adventure. There's always a bad guy, right?
Yeah, but what's this big, bad, evil guy?
Well, he's like the most bad and evil and big. Well, anyway, I don't think Mr. Scent is like that. He seems very nice. I'm just saying, if he
He
was,
seems like a
now he
wonderful-
has that thing, and that would make fighting him like way worse. But anyway,
I don't
it's not gonna
exactly-
come to that. I'm sure it's fine.
I don't plan on fighting him. Do you plan on fighting him?
No, unless he's like, a big bad evil guy.
I did. I feel like. Okay.
I missed you, Caleb.
Ignatz, take an inspiration point.
Thank you. Amazing. He seems like a big,
He
good,
seems like a
nice.
totally normal person.
Totally normal.
A small goodness. Sort of
Seems
thing.
like a normal sized, good, nice guy.
Good, nice, normal person.
Well, maybe it's best if we just get underway.
Okay. On Dasher, on Dancer. Kaiser and Lista.
You finish saddling your horses, putting the bits and bridles on, and you all get into a saddle and walk once again back through the city, out to the western gate, and find yourselves back on a road that you have traveled once before, on the road to Sokoru.
Have you seen an episode where we use this one? Okay. I'm removing it from my inventory. Goodbye.
What's that? What's that?
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
When you watch the episode, it'll be like that.
It'll make sense there. Okay.
So,
Finish the settlement up. We're heading out.
you're heading out. You're back on the road.
I have no reason to adventure anymore.
Well, that's it for that.
Well, I'm going home. See you guys.
Maybe your sister.
No, I think
take
I
care.
haven't realized that yet. I'm just like, we're doing the next thing next.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it on the road.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
We'll get you to stop a big bad evil guy one day.
Well,
right?
you found the horn, which means that right. It was you?
Yeah.
Which means that I owe you. So now I'm going to be on the mission. Okay, we'll get to that. Sorry.
So, by the time you actually get outside of the city, it's closer to 11 o'clock. Just because Najak is so huge. It helps going through one time with your horses. I'd say you probably get to the crossroads of the street, of the road, where if you continue it goes to Sokoru, otherwise you begin crossing around the area. You'd probably get right around that area at the end of the day, traveling.
Great.
Okay.
This is probably sort of near where we fought that dire wolf, right?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So as you're going through, a breeze kind of picks up, blowing toward the east. The clouds still kind of moving, coming in, covering a lot of the sky. There's an occasional beam of sunlight that kind of breaks through. But it does seem like winter is still trying to hold on to whatever grasp before spring actually begins in earnest. Is there anything you wish to speak while riding on the road? Or anything else you wish to do otherwise?
Well, I suppose we'll just. I suppose we'll talk about our plans if we come across a Manticore as well.
Yeah.
Our plans for travel and for getting there. And just anything we got to do. General conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Ignatz is in a very obviously, happy mood at the moment.
Yeah, well, your sister got her whole school paid for.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if he's good for his word, then yeah.
Well, sounds like a man as powerful as him. He ought to be.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's got the cash flow, then there's no reason for him to lie to us, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's hurting for money. So, I think
Probably does.
I think your sister will be just fine.
Big old smile.
Big old smile.
I think when we arrive at where we decide to set up camp, that's probably where I'll start having that conversation of wait, what am I doing?
Wait, no, I don't. No.
Well, that's a great question. You got your money. Is that all you're adventuring for?
Well, it was.
Well, then I suppose you're done here.
But if I leave, then I mean, I'm not going to leave Mel.
No. And you did say that you were going to help me out with my friend.
Yeah, and I owe you.
Yeah.
I owe you. You found that fancy horn thing.
Well, I did find that, yeah.
Also, we're switching the music to number 5.
Okay.
If this is us talking while we're at camp, I would like to also take out one of the brushes, and I just want to start meticulously brushing Prince I feel like you would enjoy that,
reminder.
being a horse named Prince.
Be a prince named
A horse being
Which is appropriate because about 4 hours into your travel, the wind picks up quite a bit and some snow does fall. It lasts for a couple hours. It's not enough to really impede your traffic, but it's just another reminder from winter. It's like, hey, I'm still here. I'm not gone yet. And so Prince does appreciate the coat brushing.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
I think I'll take a cue from you and attempt to do some brushing on Kaiser as well, but not before holding out an apple with 1 or 2 new bruises on it.
Okay, make another animal handling check with advantage.
Come on, red dice. 12.
Okay, it's above a
Yeah.
10.
Yes.
And go.
Got a
It's
2 and
the
a
way.
10.
Kaiser takes the apple and consumes the whole thing in one bite, and he's chomping on it. And he seems to enjoy it.
Excellent. I'll do some brushing.
Mhm.
Take care of this majestic beast.
Yes.
Okay. I'll say before breaking camp, you got to the crossroads. I'm assuming you turn to the east
Uh-huh.
and travel. And you get about an hour along that road. This road kind of skirts the exterior hilly region of Sylar. It kind of goes all the way around the lake. It's not in the hills yet, but it's just below it. You're still in like evergreen trees. It's not dense enough to be like forest at this point, but there are lots of evergreen trees, lots of other trees that are still bereft of leaves. There's not too many people that have been out traveling the roads with you, so when you do stop to camp, it's just the 4 of you.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the horses probably weren't able to graze because of some of the snowfall still.
There's enough in this area where the snow it still snows, but it didn't stick. It's not,
Okay.
and it's been melting. There was a time period of a week or so where it didn't snow, so there's not a lot of it covering, and so that's a difference from the last time that you walked this place, which was white as far as the eye could see. This time you see a few snow drifts, but you're starting to see kind of the dormant brown-green undergrowth beginning to show once more.
All right. So horses don't need rations today?
I guess not.
I guess they need them because they ate this morning.
Because they ate this morning, yeah. So
Yeah, and you tie them up, and
you already ate today.
It'll be fine.
you tie up the horses, and they start picking at the ground and finding what bits of growth they have, and they seem content. They're fine.
Okay, but we do need our rations,
Yes.
so I'll go ahead and mark that off.
I think for this journey, we probably would have discussed this with Ilea, for her to create food and water prepared
Okay.
just every day
Yeah,
for the trip, in case something happens to our rations or whatever.
especially for water.
Yeah, so we'll just do rations and drink the water we have for today, but
Okay.
maybe tonight right before bed she could refill the water bottles.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Canteens, whatever. Because that's a first level spell, right? Or is it second?
It should be first, I think.
Let me check. Create water is first level.
Okay.
Create food and water is third level.
Okay, so create water is going to be sufficient.
Yeah, for now, great water will be fine.
Yeah.
We have enough rations that we'll get there and back.
If they disappear for whatever reason, then
Sure,
we
we
can
can
prepare
worry
the
about
other
it.
spell the next day and we'll be alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll be just
And
fine.
then we sleep in shifts because we're on the road.
Yeah, definitely need to keep watch.
Yeah.
I can take first watch.
Alright. I'll flop down in my tent, pass out immediately.
All right, who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. Do you give me a perception check?
I think that's a dirty 20 or 21. 21.
Okay.
We all have the same perception. Because last campaign, it was just me doing all the perception checks, and everybody was like, no, we all need to be good at this.
Well, last campaign I had 0 perception.
Right.
I had
Nope, not one. Not one
I think I had
perception.
plus 11.
Not
with
1%.
I had 10 at one. I just opened my yearly doc like earlier, so I was like, I haven't looked at this in a while. It was like level 16, add 10 to perception, and I was like, wow,
Well.
that was so nice.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Saw how much money I had on my sheet, and I went, wow.
You know,
Incredible. All right. So 21.
21. Yep.
Okay. 21.
21.
As you're kind of sitting out in front of your tent, do you have a campfire going or no?
Yeah, we probably get a fire going, especially because it's cold.
Cold out, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do one.
So you're sitting out in front of your tent, just kind of maintaining the fire, keeping it going, thinking and glad that you're finally on the road, hoping that however this thing turns out, thinking about how that first encounter will be after, several years or however long it's been. Wondering what she's doing out in a place like Salzi. You keep your eyes and ears about you. You hear some owls kind of hooting in the distance. You do spy kind of against the lighter colored sky from the clouds the figures of silently flying bats, probably. But out here along the road, you don't see any other sources of light coming or going. It's pretty much just you, and you are undisturbed.
Alright, then at the end of my shift, I will wait for Lori for hers.
Woohoo.
Alright. Mallory, give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh my gosh, how do you do this?
I haven't rolled in a minute.
That's where all my luck went.
How good stuff.
So
She's a
22.
gel for luck.
Alright. So as Varys wakes you, you take up your spot. It's different being out on the road. Again, out of a city environment for once. And there's something about just the air that is cool and crisp. The slight breeze kind of moving through the trees, rustling. That is very refreshing. Although, inevitably, your thoughts do return back to the memories that you had recovered. And while they are still heavy in your heart and mind, it's not enough to distract you from the important task of watching around you. And everything seems fine.
Well, everything seems.
It's always good.
Who's taking the third watch?
Let's see where I live.
You're the one who's awake, so you get to pick.
You.
Okay. What is... What? My turn?
Yep.
Alright.
I'll go back and listen.
I'll sit up in my sleeping bag and kind of pull it up over my head.
Just kind of like inch
bit.
forward.
Kind of like turn my back to the fire a little bit and kind of do this. Find a tree to kind of like prop up against.
Make a perception check.
Okay. 15.
15. So as you found a good tree that has some of its lower branches have been cleared, it looks like a lot of the trees along this road have kind of been thinned in that way from the traveling caravan or whatever it might be. You get yourself situated so that you can still get a good view of the camp as well as kind of the surrounding areas. And you're sitting there thinking, there's a new thing. What little you do know about Sauzi, helping your friend Varys on this new task so that you no longer owe him, as it were. And about an hour into your watch, you hear some twigs and branches kind of breaking on the ground behind you, probably about 100 feet or so.
Okay, I will quietly peek around to see what I'm looking at.
So your dark vision goes out to how far?
120 feet.
Okay, so you're just within range. So you don't you can't make out the colors, but you see two, maybe three figures, these large quadruped moving through, just kind of rummaging through the thinner trees. One of them kind of turns ahead loosely in your direction, and it looks like an owl. It looks like there are a few owl bears that are kind of moving through the area.
Okay. Do I know? I would like to see if I know enough about owlbears to know whether making noise would drive them away or attract them.
All right, make a nature check.
Ooh, pretty good. Nature is -2 for 17.
17. Wow. Okay.
And owlbears.
There you go.
You know, owl bears are territorial, and so depending on whether you are in their territory or not, and depending on the sound you make, would be enough to frighten them off. However, with the 17, you do know if they don't notice you, best to keep quiet, because if they don't know you're there, then they're not going to come out and attack you.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to kind of move over to where the fire is, and I'm guessing we're keeping it pretty small for sleeping. I'm going to lay down next to it with my back to it, so I can just kind of block the light from the fire from where the owlbears are, and just kind of watch them.
Okay.
For the moment.
You watch them, and they're just kind of slowly moving through the kind of the undergrowth. You hear them rustling at some berries, and they seem to take no care or notice of the campsite, and you just kind of watch them as they continue along their path, the noises of their passage eventually joining the rustling of the trees.
Oh, there goes my XP. Oh well.
You're what?
No,
Sorry, you're what?
I'm just talking to the audience. I got a little bit of a Deadpool streak. Anyway,
If you really wanted to.
just me.
Just you.
You're like,
8 nuts versus 3 owlbears.
We just hear randomly
Exactly.
After our Baldur's Gate experience last night.
Yeah. I was just saying, I feel like this is Connor taking revenge on us for killing that owlbear.
it's like there's 3 owl bears, and suddenly they see you all and come running over.
This is what you get for killing that
I
child.
almost got to join the fight. I was this close. Anyway, so yeah, they peace out. After I'm sure they're gone, then I'll go resume my original post.
Mm-hmm. You return and continue out the rest of your watch, and
Yep.
no other further disturbances come to you.
Okay.
Well, we're all eating.
When my watch ends, instead of getting out of my sleeping bag to tap on Ilea's shoulder, I'll just go, "Psst. Hey, Ilea,
What?
it's your turn."
All right.
Oh my gosh, Alia today.
Give me your kid.
She,
Go play Alia.
she takes her watch, and you go back to sleep. And a few hours later,
In me,
what's that?
I don't wake up with owlbear claws in the back of my head.
You wake up, you do a quick check. Everything seems to be where it's supposed to be.
Scalp, hair, good. Okay, good.
As the sun comes up, there are still a few clouds, but these ones are white and puffy, and not as numerous as they were the day before. A bright yellow dawn is the first light to wake you up from your sleep.
Oh, good morning. Ariel! Varys?
Yeah.
Breakfast?
All right.
Perfect.
You got the bag.
Yeah. Well, I'll pull out the beginnings of our rations for the day.
Okay.
We go check on the horses, make sure they're all still there.
They're still there. They're still tied up.
Okay, good.
Once I've seen them.
You do see. Actually,
Whatever.
make an insight check, Ignatz.
Insight 22.
All right. You get up, and as you leave the tent, you look. Kaiser's head immediately turns towards you, and he kind of shifts in her place. When Aliyah gets out, Daisy's head also looks towards her. You gather that you remember that these were the horses that had a need for speed, as it were, and Kaiser's looking really anxious to get some good action.
Ready to get on the road again.
I mean,
Give me a...
I can still race.
All right. Hey guys, I think the horses are ready to go. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
All right, we'll pack everything up. I might take a little bit extra time though, just because it takes me a little bit longer to make sure that my little sleeping roll is in a nice tight, ball. And the other
When
three
I
are probably
finish, I watch.
Yeah.
the other three are probably just like, come on, man.
As soon as I'm ready,
When I finish, I just watch.
as soon as I'm ready, I'm gonna strap the saddle on Kaiser and just like take off for a mile down the road and then run back,
Okay.
just to get him warmed up a little bit because he's anxious to go.
Yeah, you get the saddle on, and you're barely like situated in the saddle before he starts going. And then when you urge him forward, it doesn't take much for him to go. And he goes for a full gallop, like a mile down. And you've never ridden a horse at full gallop before. It's a new experience.
Hang on.
The wind brushing past. Just the rest of you guys just watch Kaiser take off at a full gallop.
Good.
Make an animal handling check.
We're both like,
Oh, I just rolled a 12, so we'll use that one. 14.
Okay. Once you get after you get like a mile on, you're like, okay, let's start turning it around. And so he maintains the gallop, but you kind of go off the road a little bit. The trees are thin enough that it's not that much of an issue to go full gallop. And even then, you gather that Kaiser was acquainted with terrain that was kind of a little bit more questionable than another horse might be used to. And begins doing a circuit and comes back around. You pull him to a stop at the rest of the camp, and Kaiser's breathing heavily, but you see his head kind of up a little bit more proud and feeling satisfied.
I think as we're on our way back, I'm gonna pull out my pike and just take some practice shots at like leaves that are hanging over the road.
All right, yeah. You pull out your
You
pike.
feel a lance, but feel like maybe I could.
Yeah, not quite a lance, but you'd have to get a little bit closer than you would otherwise. But you take a few jabs and swipes at the tree branches, knocking some pine cones go flying. It's very fun.
Okay, we come back. I'm a little bit bruised
take him back. We're good.
down south, but ready to go.
I'll just need this too.
I think by that point he's probably packed up and we're probably ready to go as well. So,
Yep.
All right.
shall we?
Yep.
Get on the road.
On the road again.
You've packed everything up and you continue down the road. You only travel for about
Just entertaining.
45 minutes or so before you start hearing the sound of the river approaching. And at this point in the river, it's still quite wide, but it's kind of a shallow gully. There's probably 60 feet of height difference between the top of where you are to where the base of the water is. but it's still, half a mile wide at this point. And as you're following the road, you see an old stone brick bridge that kind of has some like frozen moss and lichen kind of along the edges. You haven't really seen anybody else on the road so far either, but you're continuing along. You get to the bridge, and as the horses clomp over it, you kind of look down both ways, and you can see the Blue River extending out to the west and a little bit to the east, and it's a fairly straight shot of the river. Everybody make a perception check.
So, 16?
7.
Okay.
15.
15? Okay. Mallory and Varys, you can just make out right at the edge where the river empties into the Silar Lake, the 3 log cabins, the sawmills that belong to Socorro Udina.
That's right.
You can just barely make them out along the edge. You don't see the wheels turning still. It's still pretty cold. There are, a few remaining ice flows along the edges of the river that remain, but not as much as you saw the last time. So, once you cross the bridge, there is a old wooden sign that says Lantern's Edge. You have now crossed the first part of the river and are now onto the area, this unsettled place that supposedly has all of this folklore about it. You look over to the side, and the terrain to the west, to the east, is a bit it's fairly open. There are hills that are not massive. It's more just like rolling plains, I suppose. But there does seem to be this kind of low-hanging fog or mist that kind of you can see in the depressions that kind of line this whole place.
Spooky.
The errant grove of trees in the middle.
We'll finish.
Some of them kind of hanging around the lower portions of the area as well. Make another perception check.
Everyone?
Sure.
Yeah, it's worse. 13.
Oh, mine was better.
Got a 9. I went from a 2 to a 4.
24.
24. Okay. Mallory, you spy similar. You see those prey prowlers again. You can just make them out. You can make one out because it's like right on the crest of a hill, and from your vantage point, it kind of sticks out with the rest of the background behind you. Those prairie prowlers seem to call this place home as well. Varys, what was your perception?
13.
Okay. You see it as well, along with Mallory. You see something flying in the sky, quite big, quite large, and it appears to be coming from the east. And it kind of scoots down, and it just looks like this bird. But then it lands on a hill, and you see the perspective and the size of how big this bird must be. It's massive. It just kind of lands on one of the hills, folds its wings, and just kind of looks around.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
Oh my gosh.
Before you kind of watch it as you're continuing down the road, and then about 15 minutes later, its massive wingspan unfurls once again, and it takes off, and you see it fly overhead towards the lake.
We're kind of in the trees, right?
You're kind of in the trees, yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank goodness those things are nice, you know? One of those things saved a buddy of mine once.
Butterfly in the sky.
That's awesome. I love it here.
I love it.
At
We're not in danger.
about 3 more hours into the travel, you're still kind of following the road. Mallory and Varys, with those perception checks that carry over, you see in the distance, maybe 300, 400 feet or so off of the road, a little bit to your right, what look like stone ruins, kind of clustered, with some other trees kind of cloistered around it.
Does it look like the ones we've seen before
What ruins have you seen before?
in this area? We were in that magic forest with the pillars, and we did the riddles, and
Oh,
there were ruins.
yeah. Not quite. Those ruins looked far more natural than these ones. These definitely look like hewn stone.
Okay.
I'll point out. I want to go look at them, but if not, I guess that's fine too.
Those are pretty cool rocks.
It's not just a boulder.
Are we close enough? Yeah. Am I close enough to see like what the ruins are? Like if it's a language or if it's that kind of thing?
You just see this kind of stone slab. It's still, a good ways off, 400 feet or so, and it's kind of cloistered among the trees. You'd have to get quite closer to ascertain more about that.
Okay.
It's like 100 feet off?
No, farther.
Okay.
We don't have to go look it up, but
Are we looking for trouble? This isn't where we'd find the manticore, right?
I don't think.
I'd say probably not, but ruins usually have other things.
Like monsters, right?
Yeah, usually monsters. That's any other ingredients we need for the potions, right?
No. No.
It doesn't. It looks like is this like a large set of ruins, or is it like a pretty small?
From what you can see at this point with the trees, you see this long stone gray slab, probably 50 feet long, and it looks like there are some other structures kind of behind it.
Well, it's at least worth a look.
Yeah, like just because we're looking for that,
Mm-hmm.
we're looking for that thing for what's her face.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of things we're doing.
Yeah, we might as well take a look.
The wolf thing or
Oh, yeah.
cloak thing.
Yeah.
I know that was super specific, but that was
we have a specific
displacer
region for that,
beast.
right?
thank you.
We have a specific region for that, don't we?
Yes. It is
It's a really big displacer beast.
found in the forest.
Found in the forest.
In the forest?
We're in the forest.
You're in the forest.
All I have is found in the forest.
Well, it's
In the north Sylar region.
okay. We are in the north side of the
We're in
region.
the East Sylar region,
Are we in the
Those
east side?
guys.
but we're like in the southeast currently.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean,
I guess we're north of Najak. That's
we
what I was
could
thinking.
we could be in the North Sylar region in the next day or two if we wanted to do
If we
that.
wanted to go out a little bit and then come back in, which if we're trying to.
We might as well. I mean, if
we're
we're
already here.
already here, might as well
Like,
stop on the way.
Because if we ended up getting the things, it might be worth going back to Najak.
Well, because the thing,
Yeah.
if we get the displacer beast or beasts, and then we get the manticore, and we take that all back now before we're all the way back up at the top,
Yeah,
we could have extra helpful things
right.
when we're up there doing whatever we're going to be doing. So it might be worth it.
Might be worth at least looking.
Yeah, or after we get back, they could all be done.
Yeah,
That's true as
exactly.
well.
But I know you're in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a hurry, but look, if this helps us survive a little, it might be worth it.
It might be worth it.
We lost our new toy, so
Yes, because look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. It sounds like this area is a bit of a dangerous spot, and having tools is, well, it's not a bad idea. Have tools,
okay.
so
Yeah.
best to be prepared, I believe.
We haven't made a trip like this before,
No, we haven't.
so
So, and I do believe in being prepared.
So do we want to wrap up to the north side of Sylar and just
Yeah,
like,
well,
search
let's
the woods
let's
or
take a
something?
look around here, see if we see anything, and then we can head north a little bit more,
All right.
see what we can
So
find
we
up there.
are looking for trouble.
So we are looking for trouble.
Okay. I'm going to.
Wait, was that? Hold on, go back. This.
I'm gonna kind of like lean over to Kaiser and be
Oh, I
like,
was what?
"Hey, buddy, do you want to be in the trouble or out of the trouble?"
I'm guessing at a time.
You just his as you're talking to him, the one ear kind of flicks back towards you, and then when you finish, he just kind of does like a head shake. You're not sure what that means, but
All right. And looking at the ruins, they're about how far off the road?
well, in the time that you've been walking, it's gotten out to about 250 feet off, and that's about going to
Okay,
be your. It's
We're
almost
moving along the road.
it's almost perpendicular to the road at this point, so you're nearing your closest approach.
250. All right. How about Mel and I go check it out? You guys back us up?
Well, we got to stay close. So yeah.
Yeah,
And-
but we don't want to bring the horses into the danger.
No. So why don't we tie up the horses here?
Tie him?
Yeah, tie them to a tree.
Well,
Try to
if,
keep them
if
close.
the danger follows us, we want them to be able to run, right?
Yeah, but we don't want to do everyone right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Um,
If we ask them to wait, nice. They'd
I
probably
don't
wait.
think the horses will wait for us. I don't think that they.
I mean, how far away are we from it right now?
250 feet.
Here's the thing. It's not close, but it's not like super far.
Look,
Instead
if worst comes to
like-
worst, I can burn the rope as we're running away.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Well, and also
So-
we're at the point where like if two of us want to go forward, you be able to wait the horses,
We can-
and then they could ride the horses, and it's close enough
Right.
if necessary.
That's pretty well. I think that we should try to stay within at least 100 feet of each other.
All right. So maybe
So-
pull off the road a little bit.
So pull off the road.
Go ahead.
You guys take about 100-foot pace. We'll follow shortly behind you.
Sounds good. That's what we do.
Let's try and maybe put our horses in a spot not near the road where people are going to steal them.
Yeah, so
Let's say
Right,
about 15, 20 feet away from me, so you can stealth. And if I get seen,
Yes.
that you don't.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, so Ignatz and Mallory are approaching the ruins.
Yes. Far enough apart where she can sneak. And if I get seen, that it doesn't give away her position.
Okay,
And then about 100 feet back, Varys and Ilea with the horses.
all right.
Yeah.
So
We got off and we're
So you dismount and trudge off into the trees, which are a little bit denser than previous, but still not like crazy close forest. Mallory,
Okay.
make a stealth check.
Oh, I thought you heard that one. Something up too. What is it now? Million. 25. It's plus
25.
9.
All right.
Just
Keeping
working good.
it's helpful now that it hasn't snowed as much, so there's one thing to not have to worry about when trudging through the ground of the snow making a noise. You keep your eyes on the ground, but also ahead of you to where you're going, and avoid any errant pine cones, pine needles, or tree branches that kind of litter the area. And as you slowly approach the ruins, you can see they look old, weathered. There's lots of evidence of just wind and rain erosion on this kind of, it's just a singular wall, but it's kind of crumbling off on one side. Very much Breath of the Wild type ruin kind of situation. And you can see to the left and behind this wall, where it has crumbled and broken apart into small stones and boulders. You can see evidence of what once were pillars, other walls that have kind of like fallen down. Just a quick glance within the interior space of these ruins, you can see varying terrains in very specific ways. Make a perception check.
16.
19.
19. Okay. So Mallory, you see kind of at the center these depressions kind of form like four. The ruins are, the one wall is pretty square, and it kind of comes in a square place. But in the central area where some of these pillars stick out, there's a rounded section kind of in the ground, and there are these four depressions that kind of form like macaroni noodles in a ring, that kind of have some other evidence of worked stone kind of within those depressions. But in the middle of these, curved depressions, it looks to be a small monument or something. And as the sun kind of shines overhead, there's a glint, and it looks like there's some sort of metal, like a plaque or something there.
I'm gonna walk right up to it.
Great,
Well,
cool.
you don't
He's gonna
see
walk
it quite yet, Ignatz.
Oh, that's right. You saw it, not me.
Yeah, so
right.
you just see you're still in a position where the wall is kind of blocking most of your view of the ruins.
There's a wall blocking my view.
Does it look like it's okay? Does it look like there could be traps, and does it seem like it's magic?
Okay, so if you're looking for traps right as if you're trying to get up into it, that would be an investigation check. Kind of hard to perceive traps from a distance.
Yeah, I want to try and get closer too, because I want to go look at the plaque if I can. So I'll look for traps while I'm doing that.
Okay, yeah, give me an investigation check.
22.
22. Everything that you see around you, this place, there's evidence of nature trying to reclaim it. There's evidence of old ivy growths that have kind of claimed sections of the wall, actually seem to have brought down sections of some of these ruins. The floor is kind of this jagged, almost like flagstone, like worn flagstone walkways. And you're fairly confident that if there were any sort of traps, they'd have to be, expertly hidden to blend in with the kind of ruin that only nature can make.
Okay.
Everything seems pretty clear.
Okay. And then does it seem magical? Do I have enough?
What was your... Okay, for this, make a... investigation or perception, I'll say.
Okay. I'll do investigation. It's a little bit better. 15.
Okay. As you're kind of brushing your hand against one of these walls, you can see that there, at one point, must have been a very deliberate carving section. You see one of them, and you can see a sort of relief engraving of a picture, some sort of scene that has been half worn away. You just see lots of tree imagery. You see the moon in a lot of places, and very simple and elegant, although primitive, depictions of humanoid figures. As far as magical runes, you look along kind of some of the grounds, and there's evidence of some engravings in there as well that appear magic and runic, but it's incomplete, no longer whole, which you would understand that if there was magic here at one point, it's been broken apart, has been rendered inert.
Okay. Can I go look at the plaque thingy?
You move up towards the center plaque area. At a first glance, what languages do you know?
Abyssal, Common, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay. So at a first glance, it's language you don't understand, although I'd say you recognize the script. Beautiful, flowing script. You recognize it as Elvish, or at least written in an Elvish language.
Okay.
And underneath it, in Common, you see the words that say, Monument to the Unovala Isidum.
Is that one word or two words?
I'll put it in the chat log.
Thank you.
Put it in the chat.
Do I recognize what that is?
Make a history check.
16. Yep, 16.
Okay, yeah. You're thinking of the word Unovala Isidum, and you kind of continue reading the rest of the description underneath it, and it says something along the lines of the last house of the last house of the first race, or something along those lines. And you remember that there was that book that you got in Sokoru that kind of talked about the history of the Sylar region. And in that book, it only mentioned it briefly, but the Unovala Isidim were a people of Elvish heritage. That goes back to, 2 ages, long time ago in history. It's long regarded that the Unovala were the first settlers of the eastern continent in the world of Endelavor. And they were primarily based in the northwestern area, but they did kind of extend out as far to this point, just beyond Silar. You gather that these ruins were some elvish settlement, a bit far removed from the rest of their society, and somehow, despite millennia, these ruins have persisted and remain. Ignatz, as you're kind of skirting around the area, your initial perception was like a 19, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was. So as you're kind of going around the opposite way, kind of following along this wall, you hear light, cheerful humming coming from just beyond the wall.
Oh. Hello? I'll peek my head around the wall.
The humming stops, and as you kind of peek your head around, you see a woman, kind of whitish blonde hair, probably in her 40s. I'm kind of bent down up against one of the ruins, picking up some flowers or mushrooms or some kind, and looks genuinely startled to see you. It's like, and there's kind of this look of like surprise and distrust.
Hi there. We're just passing through, saw these ruins and wanted to have a look about. Don't mean to startle you. I'm Ignatz. What's your name?
And then, once again, taken aback by the frank candor of this newcomer, arrayed in soldier's attire. But she kind of stands up. She picks up her basket, which you can see has a bunch of like grasses and like dried like pine cones and some mushrooms and just some other foraged materials, and says, and she just kind of says initially, you don't understand Elvish, do you?
No.
Yeah, she says something in a very graceful tongue, but says, it's not very common that we find others here. Passing through, huh?
Yeah, just along the road over there. We're going that way. Are there lots of people who live here?
No, there's not very many of us at all, actually. It's kind of just me for a little while, actually.
Oh, okay.
And you see, like, her attire, it's very simple and almost looks like stuff that she's made or salvaged herself. Evidence of lots of stitching, doing her best to make it look somewhat presentable, but she's kind of for lack of a better term, like a bushwoman.
Sure. I've heard that it's kind of dangerous around these parts. Are you all right out here?
I manage. Um, she gets up and has her basket in one hand and picks up a simple staff that has kind of some leaves kind of picking. She grabs that, kind of
Cool.
walking towards her as well.
These ruins. What is this place? Do you know?
Not no, no, not really. Um, I just know that the mushrooms and the berries tend to grow a little bit better around here, so I come here every so often to grab what I need and head back.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice to meet you. Are you? Does she look like she's motioning to leave?
There's just a sense of social awkwardness with her the whole
Oh, okay.
time. Yeah. Mallory, as you're kind of examining this, you overhear the sound of muffled voices coming a little bit ahead of you and to your right. One of them sounds like Ignatz.
Sounds like your nuts isn't actually him. Okay, I'll kind of head that direction.
All right. Are you stealthing or are you just walking normally?
No, I'm stealthing,
All right.
because
I'll
Do
make.
you know anything out here that we should keep an eye out for? Anything we should stay away from?
Well, if you're not around this place as much as I am, you'll probably be more comfortable if you stick to the road. But depending on where, if you're trying to go somewhere a little bit closer beyond the river, you can go over toward the crossing, the ferry. There's some of us kind of. It's a little bit further away, but some of us kind of cover that for every once in a while when somebody needs to cross it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. It's good to know. Thanks. I'll take a mental note of the direction she pointed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all right. Well, I I think I'm just gonna poke around a little bit and then go back to the road. But it was nice to meet you.
Uh-huh. Um,
okay.
so, Mallory, you peek out over your head, appear to be unseen by both this woman arrayed in raggedy clothing and Ignatz talking to her on the opposite side of the wall.
Interesting.
I will just start looking around the ruins some more.
Uh-huh. So, I guess one thing, when you asked if she was wanting to go, did you want to make an insight check, or was that just...
Yeah.
All right, yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
make an insight check.
I got my passive insight. If you want to use that, or I could just roll.
Either one.
Oh,
Yeah, you can roll.
Yeah. I got a 14.
Okay. Yeah. She just seems like she doesn't speak with other humans all that often and is just doing what she thinks is normal, but it's coming off as very weird to to the rest of you.
Yeah, I mean, I've met weird people.
Mm-hmm. So you're still just kind of moving around the ruins, inspecting it. Meanwhile, Ilea and Varys are watching the horses, right?
Does she actually leave?
So once Ignatz kind of begins turning around, or that conversation ends, she kind of goes back to another spot, picking at the edges of the ruins, and it does seem that the grasses are a little bit greener around this area, greener than they should be for the season. So that much what she said appears to have some sort of reason. And given that these are elvish ruins, it's not that much of a stretch to imagine that there's, some leftover remnant influence that still persists. She just kind of goes back to foraging along the area, although she does occasionally glance sideways toward Ignatz, just kind of keeping herself aware of what he's doing. Still does not know that you're there, Mallory.
Sneak attack.
If she's a normal person, it would instantly kill her.
Yeah, it would. Don't do it.
Assassinate.
I know, I get all kinds of crap on that. It'd be a
Does it murder
automatic
for no
crit,
reason?
It'd be a sneak attack. Like,
You could probably kill me.
probably.
All right.
So, meanwhile, Ilea and Varys are watching the horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're both just standing there like this.
Both of you make perception checks.
Well, that's not good.
More
Nice.
ladies.
22.
I can
Okay.
see that. That's
More middle-aged women picking at the grasses.
So you're there with the horses, watching them, making sure, keeping an eye along the road. Both you and Ilea are still a little... Ilea kind of mentions it to you as well. She says, I think it's strange we still haven't seen anybody else along these roads. I don't know if that's normal for this path or not, but it's just kind of keeping me on edge.
I suppose you're right. It is a little bit strange, but perhaps it's just the time of year. Not a lot of travellers.
I suppose. Apparently this is like the only road that gets up to the northern cities. But
Is it? Well, then that is bizarre.
yeah. And kind of as you're talking that, there's a bit of movement up behind the trees across the road from you. And you look over and you get the glimpse. Something moving and then trying to be very still. In fact, you see 2 or 3 of those.
Is it Mallory?
Some of those who are not as good as me is what we do.
Wait, I zoned out. Are we back on the road?
No.
Just I'm watching.
Okay. Can I? So I just see like 3 shapes-ish, 3-ish shapes.
You see like 3... There's a bit of movement out of your peripheral that kind of catches your attention, and then as you turn towards it, there's a very slight rustling of the trees in kind of like 3 areas that doesn't correspond to the wind currently.
I'm just gonna kind of. Hello there.
How far is he from us?
See ya. I'm still like 100
They're- yeah,
plus
they're
feet
still
back.
far back.
Yeah. And you're still talking. This is while you're talking to the what's her
okay,
face.
gotcha. Thanks for catching me up.
I will say, once she's gone back to picking her berries and stuff, and I've looked at everything, I'm probably gonna start heading back to them, depending on when, like, what times things are happening at. Because I don't know, I can't find anything else there. I had pretty good investigation.
Also, eventually get bored and come back to the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, lady.
Okay, so so in the meantime, I'm gonna just kind of approach a little bit towards the bush, and I'll say, "Hello,
Okay, I mean,
anybody in there?"
it's still a good ways away. It's like on the other side
Still
of the
good-
road.
Okay.
But you saw the movement, and you shout out towards it, and you don't see any further response.
I'm just gonna keep looking at it. I'm just gonna keep watching it.
Okay.
Help.
You're not moving towards it? You're staying where you're at?
I'll stay where I'm at. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, on where I saw the movement.
Okay.
If it's a little ways away, I'll wait for everyone else to come back and catch up.
Alright. So you wait. Make a deception check.
A deception check.
Yeah, I didn't see you.
18.
Okay. So you shout out and you wait for a response, and seeing that there's no response, you just kind of mutter to yourself, must have been the wind, and you kind of turn your face away towards it, but still keeping your attention over in that direction. And you kind of nudge Ilea to do the same. And about a minute later, you see the movement again. You look over and you see 3 goblins running down the mountain directly for the horses.
Okay. I'm gonna
You
shoot.
guys are with the horses, right?
Yeah, we're with the horses. Yeah. I'm gonna. Okay. How far are they from us at this point?
They are coming down the mount, or they're coming out from behind the trees, shouting. And you see that they've got, like hunting materials, rope, and one of them, they are armed with short bows and nasty looking scimitars. And you see 3 of them just rushing towards you guys, and
The
aiming
minute
for
they
the
get-
horses.
Okay. I'm going to take a shot when they're about 120 feet away.
Okay.
I'll take a firebolt shot at the closest one.
All right. Roll for attack. I'm going to switch the music to BO1.
26.
Oh,
Dang, boy.
literally.
Slay literally.
That was a 26 to hit.
26.
Roll damage.
11.
11? Wow. Okay,
Even
yeah.
with 2d10.
One shot that guy.
One of those goblins just burst of flame kind of surrounds him and he crumbles to the ground. The other two are coming. Ilea is going to run towards the horses. She's going to pull out her spear to kind of get in to engage and protect the horses. Doesn't quite want to use a spell right now at the moment. But the other two, with their short bows, begin leveling them towards you, Varys, because they're pointing at you. They just watch the fire shoot out toward from you, so they're gonna attack you first. The first one is a 14.
That'll miss, actually.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to tell you I have my mage armor up,
Okay.
by the way.
And a 10.
Both will miss.
So 2 arrows just fly overhead. You guys get another round as they're coming in towards you.
Okay. I'll take another firebolt shot at the next nearest one.
All right, go for it.
Okay, that's 12.
A 12. Let me double check. That might hit. It might not.
Goblins do not have the highest AC. Typical.
I'll say that one. A 12 will just hit. I'll say a 12 is their AC.
Yeah,
Nice.
6
6.
fire damage. Wow. Rolling bad.
All right.
We can
Another
talk-
one succumbs to burns as another bolt of energy comes in and hits you. Right at this point, you see more rustling of the trees as 5 more goblins just appear out of with their bows at the ready. And
How far are they?
they're just beyond. Let's see. You waited until the first one was in range at 120 feet. So these
Yeah.
guys are beyond your current range. And the bows that they have look larger than the ones that were running towards the horses.
Actually, the bows are bigger than
Giant Slayer
goblins. Like,
Like
So-
stick it in the ground, both hands kind of thing.
And as you guys are approaching, you're starting to hear, you see the glow from Varys' firebolt, and the whistling of some arrows coming in the distance.
I would try and sneak at that point because I want to try and surprise something if I can. Sneak attack.
I hear this happening.
Yes,
Are you
Good.
okay? Are we?
I'm gonna start running back.
we're gonna
Okay.
start initiative in a minute. I just need to set up this this thing.
You want me to roll to sneak?
Yes, please.
Gotta get my.
Oh, I sneaked.
Ooh, good initiative.
No.
I sneaked.
Snaked.
He snake.
Snaketh.
Sneaketh. Snook. Done snuck.
And it's
Done snucked.
Done
Sun
snuck.
Snowkitten.
Snuck. Knocked.
Oh,
It's not even
boy.
a word anymore.
We could be playing with the word slink instead because it's the same thing. Like slunked.
So it's like when you know, I
She
I
had
slung an
slung.
arrow, but I didn't slung an arrow. It was slunked.
I slinked an arrow. I didn't slink, guys. I slunked.
I like slunk. That's good too.
The
Well,
arrow
I
is
slunked
slanked.
with a 27, so. I think
Heck yeah. You roll 17?
An 18 and plus 9. I have expertise. And so I went with it like twice.
What did you do?
I have that in acrobatics too, but I never get to use my acrobatics. It's
If
always
you'd like, we can have
always
Ignuts throw you.
athletics.
We can have Ignuts throw you. Okay.
It's always athletics. I have a +9 to acrobatics. I never use it. So sad. That's why last time when he was like, make an acrobatics check, I was like, yes, finally.
I say it's athletic. So that's come in handy a couple of times.
Yes.
When I can't roll for crap, but I can grab stuff.
Yeah, so I get
Gotta love that expertise.
expertise is like the proficiency of these.
Expertise is nice.
I think I'd get another one soon. Or like at some point I get like
Get like another 2 or
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like crazy. I have last year on this maybe.
All right. So, initiatives. Varys?
19.
All right. Ignatz
19.
as well. Nice. Mallory?
Oh, initiative. 23. And then I got a 27 on my sneaking.
Nice. Okay. So you are hidden.
I am not there.
And then I'm just going to roll for Ilea. 15.
Oh, sorry, near that. Well, like it's not there. No, it's not.
The horses all have a 7.
Awesome. We did not tie them up, right? We talked about it, but you guys are with the horses, which makes me think that we didn't tie them up.
No, we did tie. I mean,
We probably would have.
we would have tied them
We
up.
would have. Because
Well,
Oh, we were staying.
I
We were
said we
staying.
just left them with you guys.
Yeah, but we still tied them up. We were just watching them.
Okay, so they're tied up.
And a 12 for the goblins.
My gosh, Ilea rolled higher than our enemies.
Yeah,
Never happens.
that's crazy.
That never happens.
Alright.
All right, so everybody can see the map okay, right?
Um,
All right, perfect. Okay, so
it's a big one.
first up is Mallory. Have you snuck up just to the edge of the road, and you see the goblins approaching.
So where am I?
No one knows.
Right
You
here.
hid.
That I don't even know.
Oh yeah, I can't
She
see
lost
myself.
herself. I currently have no tokens, so I don't even know where I am.
Yeah, you do.
I can't.
Everyone's just sending you the top-down picture of
There
Varys.
you are.
I hid so good that I can't even find me.
Dark. See yourself on a table surrounded by squares.
Yeah, what?
Oh, I snuck into a different dimension.
What is this? Does that say 80?
Yes.
You can zoom.
Okay. What? That's awesome. That's right in normal range for my short bow. It is 80. 80 feet is...
Amazing.
So, this guy's... Yikes. It's gonna be like when Parker kicked that squirrel last night. Like, he might just explode.
Exactly.
Okay. Here we go. So. Snaps. I get advantage. Have they taken turns in combat yet?
Since you were hidden, they don't know you're there. I'd
Okay.
say you still get to keep your assassinate.
Cool.
Nice.
Was it 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Do that damage.
so it's a surprise, so it's a crit?
It's advantage and it is a crit, and you get your sneak attack.
Incredible.
So as long as you don't roll double ones.
Very good.
17 to hit, so it's gonna be awesome.
27.
You kill this guy in the next week.
You
It's like the swirl.
You nearly decapitate him. The arrow just goes right through his neck and out the other side, and he just falls without even a grunt. Just falls down. The other 3 goblins behind him with burn victims. It seems the advance wave has been wiped out. So, and because of your skulker feat, you are still hidden.
Yep.
So,
I love it.
So the arrow flies out from behind the trees. You hear shouts of surprise, and some of the rest of you see the goblins kind of looking where it come from. They look toward Ignatz.
That's right, fear me.
Okay, Varys, your turn.
Okay. So there's still 5, and they're how far away? Let's see. Oh, they're really far away.
Yeah. You stretch it out and I'll tell you what it says.
Yeah, they're out there.
125.
25.
Yeah.
Okay. We can make this work. Okay, so I'm going to... And they all have bows drawn and stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to take the dash action. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Oh boy.
And then I'm going to meta magic. Quicken spell. So we'll quicken spell that. Quicken spell.
Quicken spell, destroy goblin.
Yep, that's exactly what we're gonna drop. We're gonna drop a sleep. We're gonna drop a sleep at 3rd level.
Whoa.
3rd level sleep, huh? Dang, son.
I think I should be able to get all of them.
Is it big enough?
Oh, maybe it's not. They're too spread out.
You get through. It's good.
Okay, never mind. I'll only do 2nd level.
Okay.
I thought I could get all of them. Okay, we'll try this. Try this game. Actually, I killed one of them with like 6, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna drop it at 1st level. What am I saying? Okay, we'll drop it there.
All right.
Also, that sleep should not be there. I don't know why that sleep is there.
I'll get it.
EB sleepy.
Thank you. 31. Let's go, baby.
Nice roll.
Yeah. So, all of them fall asleep.
Yeah,
They see you approaching, and you can see them snickering as they pull back their bows. Varys throws throws some fine sand and rose petals over towards them and mutters some words. And inexplicably, 3 of them just kind of just fall over.
sitting here last night. Whenever your favorite things did a weird hand thing, we would be
So yeah, we was getting ready to cast Eldritch Blast. It was just like...
So we were sitting here going... the whole time we were watching.
It's good stuff.
All right,
Did we?
Ignatz.
That's
Your
not...
turn.
Yes, not.
Awesome. How did we pass?
Say again?
Because mine
It's
is-
Ignatz's turn.
Were you done?
Yeah, done. I'm done.
I'm going to move up as far as my big old legs will take me, and as I go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Do I have a pretty good beat on this guy? I'd have to kind of shoot around berries. This guy, I got a pretty good beat. I saw the other 3 over here just drop, so I'm going to aim for this guy. Pull out my longbow. Shield goes away, and I will take a shot.
Go for it.
Longbow plus 5, 17 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, and that is a D8. Okay, 7 damage.
7 damage. That guy. The arrow hits him right in the chest, and he stares at it as he falls forward, motionless.
Oh boy. Okay, that's one down. I have two attacks, so I'm gonna shoot at the other guy. That I do have a pretty good line of sight on.
Yeah, you do.
Here.
Yep.
Okay. I will shoot, and oh yeah, that definitely hits. 21,
Yeah, that hits.
and that's only 3 damage.
Okay, so this guy's still up.
Okay.
But heavily wounded.
And I think that's what I got at the moment. I don't really feel the need to use Giant's Might yet. So I'm just gonna call that my turn. I'll
Okay.
call out to him like, "Hey guys, you're picking the wrong fight. This is not a good fight for you."
Maybe stop.
Alright.
That's me.
So it's Ilea. She'll move up to there just to get some separation with the horses. It's not really worth her using and her Sacred Flame only goes to 60 feet. So I don't think she really wants to use a spell slot, so she's just going to have her shield and spear out ready. If anything somehow manages to get close to her. Now it's the goblin's turn. The one goblin who is still alive will back up a little bit. He'll shoot a longbow at Varys. That's a natural 2.
Yikes.
It's not his day.
No. He's quite shaking in his timbers, as it were.
Never.
A certain YouTuber said that phrase once, and I thought it was funny.
Shaking in his timbers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Shiver me timbers.
So that goblin,
Indeed.
he's asleep. That goblin, he's asleep. That goblin, he's dead. This goblin, he's asleep. That goblin is dead.
And this little piggy ran wee all the way home.
Man, I love playing for a live audience. This is great. And the goblins that are asleep are just
Out.
cool.
So we can just pick them off.
Then you hear some more rumbling from the trees.
God dang it.
3 out. 3 out.
Please. With goblins riding on top.
No. We all just go. Huh?
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
What the?
What the heck is that?
When the heck you
25 more goblins.
As you see,
Well,
2
increases
owlbears.
No, you're kidding. They're like, what's going on?
1, 2,
Here guys.
with hobgoblins riding on the back of them.
We're too good, guys.
listen, I understand that you did that just because Caleb said so.
That one
But I'm
can-
really glad that you did.
This one can get right up to Varys. So the owlbear used its stash action, but the hobgoblin still has his. I can't select the goblin for some reason, so I'm just gonna move him there. And he has a long sword out, and he's going to swipe at you, Varys. That was a natural 1. So he swipes out at you and actually does fall prone off of the owlbear. And then this hobgoblin is going to take his longbow and shoot it at you as well. That is it's only an 11 though.
Doesn't.
Sails overhead. So I think I need to add these guys to the
I never
initiative.
thought that I would get in a combat.
That was pretty impressive.
No, mine is too. I have injuries.
I just want to remember the little pop up to 13 and like get somewhere in that happens.
Well, guys, it's been great.
All right.
I got
It's the horse's turn, Ilea. Okay, so the horses, they're not tied down, right?
No, the horses are tied down.
Oh, they are? Okay. So they're getting a little restless, but Ilea is kind of keeping them calm-ish for the moment. Top of the round, Mallory.
that. Do the owlbears seem vicious? Do they seem ready to attack?
They have like rudimentary saddle type material that has been kind of affixed to them. There are like some little bits of armor, like leather hide armor that has been like affixed to some of the limbs. One of the owlbears kind of has like a metal face plate, like its beak kind of accentuate its visage. They look like they've been in the care of goblins for a while. Do with that information as you will.
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't want to get angry if it's not already angry. Because that's way worse for you.
It's being written in, so you might as well just take it out. If you can take it out, like in one shot
I don't think I can.
with a sneak attack,
I mean, I can try.
go for it.
I don't know how many. What's that?
Am I in the way?
No, you're not. Well, maybe. I don't know. Am I in like a tree? I don't really know where I am.
You could be in a tree.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're playing a tree.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Skulker is if you kill something, then nobody knows where you are?
If
Or
you,
it's-
if you
if
hit
you're-
and you don't miss, then it does not reveal your location.
Yeah.
Missing reveals your location.
Missing reveals the location.
Not the other way around.
I think I said it backward the first time I told it to you, but at a closer inspection, missing is the only thing that reveals it.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
nice.
So just take it out.
Well, the thing is, I can definitely take out the hobgoblin like one shot.
Then take out the hobgoblin one.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot the hobgoblin right in front of Varys. It's still within my short bow range.
He is prone.
It's prone.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's how far are you?
Just take out the owlbear.
Is the other one prone?
No, he's actively riding the owlbear.
I'm gonna shoot that guy.
All right.
So he's already taken a turn in combat, so I don't get
You do not
advantage.
You get advantage because you're hidden, but you don't get an automatic crit.
Okay.
You just get sneak attack.
Well, no, this is why I'm asking, because Assassinate says you get advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat, and then the next thing says any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit.
Yes, he's already taken a turn in combat.
Okay, but he's surprised though.
Yeah,
right?
that's why I'm asking is if he's surprised.
Yes.
That's
He doesn't know
under
you're there.
a different.
He doesn't know you're there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'd say you still get advantage
Right,
and sneak
Yeah.
attack.
It's like any advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was long. Natural 20.
Oh my
Woo!
gosh, it's a
Well,
crit
anyway,
Yeah,
So here for it.
roll damage.
wreck him.
This dude.
Who'd you shoot?
The hobgoblin that's actively riding an owlbear.
Nice. Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
2 6s.
Well, I rolled a 6 for the first one, so that's a 12 plus 3, which is a bit. And then 36.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled really good this time.
Let's go.
Insane. 36.
Because I have 3d6 on sneak attack now and it's double them, so it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another throat shot. This one impacts him in a kind of the one like exposed portion. He's wearing chain armor. Like he has a bit of a defense to him, but not only does the arrow hit him, it actually knocks him back off of the owlbear behind him. And he falls dead, motionless, not even knowing who was the dealer of his death. Alright, so you're staying there because you're still hidden?
Yeah.
Alright. Varys, you've got an owlbear and a prone hobgoblin right in front of you.
Prone gives him disadvantage if I were to run away, right?
I'm gonna attack.
He would be at disadvantage.
Actually, I don't need to because I have a free Misty Step.
Aha.
So
Is it gift?
yeah, as a gift.
Nice.
So I'm going to Misty Step away.
Bowling.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoosh, whoosh.
It's nice when we can do it.
It is nice for
Nice
me to do it.
scan.
And then, you know what? Okay. Ready, Ignatz?
Yeah.
Ready to get him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna really kind of focus on Ignatz, and I'm going to remember that haste potion that he took.
Let's freaking go.
I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can like reenact that. Okay, and I'm going to cast haste on Ignatz.
Buddy.
Okay.
Let's go. My
So,
movement speed's double?
Yeah.
Sick.
wait. Do you have
And you get a bonus series.
just for flavor, do you have a focus or do you use the components?
I have a focus. I have my pocket watch.
Okay, yeah. So, Varys pulls out his pocket watch. That's really appropriate for this kind of a spell. He holds it out toward Ignatz, and for a brief second, Varys, you hear the ticking of the pocket watch accelerate, and you concentrate that energy toward Ignatz. Ignatz, suddenly you feel time around you slow down. Everything is easily understood, and you can move normally. This is awesome.
Oh, I feel good.
So you are
This will
empowered, and let's see, what's a good concentration? We'll do that for concentration.
I'm stunned.
stunned with concentration.
Yep.
I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Are you staying there?
All right.
I'll keep moving back a little bit. I'll move back towards the horses just to kind of shield them a little bit
Okay.
so they don't get as jittery.
All right, Ignatz, it's your go.
Okay. Well, I am speed, so I'm gonna run up to the hobgoblin first. That's 35 feet. Like the Flash. The bow goes away, and I pull out my hand axe in one hand. Shield stays away, because I think I can only like stow or draw one thing at a time. So pull out the hand axe. I'm going to go for this hobgoblin first.
Go for it.
But as I run, I'm going to start getting larger. My footsteps sinking deeper into the dirt as I engage Giant's Might. The battle cry goes from ah to ah, and really getting up in there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a swipe at this hobgoblin
Yes.
with advantage because he's on the ground.
Correct.
Okay, that's a lot. Hand axe, that's 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit.
19. Oh, good. Okay. And then Giant's Might gives me an extra d6. Yeah, 1d6 currently. Okay, so that's the steel and the Giant's Might d6 plus 5, my damage, right? It's been a while. Yeah. Oh, pretty good. Okay, so that's 6 plus 3 plus 5 is 14.
Okay.
14 slashing on this guy.
You cleave down on his back. You feel the impact. Probably a nice, nasty bone bruise right there on his scapula. It's not enough to do him in, though. He just looks at you and growls.
Okay, I yell at him, "You stay away from Kaiser!" And I'll swing again with my second attack. So 15 that's cocked. Yeah, okay, so 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, this doesn't get the extra d6. So I'm gonna swing. Only 7 damage slashing on this one.
Okay. He looks terrible. But he's still moving.
Okay. And then with my hasted action, I will swing one more time.
Okay.
Eat him.
Yeah, that's another, 17 plus 8, 25.
Yeah.
Terrible damage, 6 slashing.
Alright, he had 3 hit points left.
Okay. So I just beat the guy into the dirt. And then I will use my movement to 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will stay right here. The hand axe out in one hand.
Okay.
Just kind of staring between the owl bears.
Alright.
AC is currently 20.
Ilya's going to hold the guiding bolt.
It really does.
Hey, what?
Feels good.
Yeah.
She's going to hold the guiding bolt for if these
So that's
owl
what it's-
bears start to get all aggressive. So the one goblin who's still alive steps forward a little bit, emboldened somewhat by the presence of the owl bears, and will try against all odds to get a short bow attack on you, Ignatz.
You can do it.
That is a
Watch this
15.
video.
15? Nope.
The arrow just feebly tinks off your pauldron,
Wobble, wobble.
and the goblin just goes, ah, and begins stepping backward again.
Where do you think you're going?
That goblin's still asleep, dead, asleep, dead. There's the owl bear.
Another arrow.
The owl bear. You're right there, Ignatz.
Let's go.
It's going to try to bite you and swipe at you in that order. Oh. So that is a 26 to hit on the first one.
Yeah, that hits.
That rolled really well. So you take 11 points of piercing damage from this beak. It comes in towards you, and this is the one that has the metal augmented kind of faceplate kind of attached to it. And you feel this one kind of hit in the back of your knee.
The one in the back. Ouch.
But the claw will be only a 12 to hit.
No, that doesn't hit.
Alright.
Disadvantage.
Both hobgoblins died. This one's gonna rush forward. Ilya's guiding bolt triggers. Okay, that one will hit. It's a 46 on that one. 8, 11, 14 points of radiant damage on this owl bear.
Radiant damage?
Yeah. Guiding bolt, baby.
Guiding bolt.
And the next attack on it has advantage, but it's gonna come in towards you, Ignatz. You're the biggest, most alluring target at the moment. Beak and claws. A 20 to hit.
That hits.
So another beak comes in.
Currently, yeah.
Okay. You added the +2.
Where does
Yes,
my-
I just haven't put my shield in.
Oh.
So I had the longbow out.
And
Got
they
it, switched it.
rolled maximum
Shield fix
damage. 15 points of piercing.
Wow, these beaks are gnarly. Oh.
And then it'll swipe at you with claws. Again, a 12 to hit.
12 misses.
So the claw's not
Those
working
claws.
so much, but the
But
the beaks, yes. Horses getting antsy. Mallory.
I can imagine.
snap.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot this owl. Well, yeah, this owl bear
Okay.
here at the top corner.
You have advantage because Ignatz is there. And you're hitting.
23.
A 23 will hit.
Is it surprised?
It didn't know. Well, you get sneak attack anyway
Yeah.
because Ignatz is there. It's already taken turns in combat, so it's not a critical. You just get sneak attack.
Well, the turns in combat determines whether it's advantage or not, right?
And,
No, that
and the
determines the-
assassinate. I thought.
Assassinate. Well, so they're two different bullet points. That's the thing. That's
Oh,
what we
I see.
I think
I
it
see.
might have been.
Oh, wait, go for it here.
Yeah. So basically, to clear up further confusion, assassinate is not likely to trigger again for this encounter.
Okay.
Okay. It was cool, though. It was very cool. That hobgoblin didn't know what hit it.
Nope, he was just riding forward and then just blackness forever.
It's 26.
Still a lot of damage. Oh my gosh.
26 damage or to hit?
No, 26 damage, 23 to hit.
26.
I rolled 3 6s.
Alright. You're still hidden. Because you have not missed yet.
Nice.
Your Gaze and Voss experience now shining in, or not shining,
Yes.
as it were.
What a feat.
Well, the thing too is like, even if that wasn't doing that, I could use my bonus action and hiding.
So
I could just be hiding
Mallory's
and jumping through.
going to be like the Fellowship's version of Silas, who just like never takes damage ever, and just like stays outside of combat, just dealing death from above.
The way we like it. Yep.
All right, Varys.
Okay, I'm gonna snipe that goblin in the back, so I'm gonna sidestep these owlbears here.
Okay,
And I'm just gonna take a firebolt at that goblin in the back there.
do it.
Yeah, that's 16 to hit, or 17 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Big numbers. That's better. That's a 13. 13 damage.
Not bad.
That guy falls as well.
What?
The bolt of fire
So-
just kind of covering his face, and he falls backward. No longer moving, smoldering slightly.
Okay. And I'm just gonna back up one more.
Alright.
Okay.
Ignatz. You are hasted.
All right. So here's an important question.
Did you apply?
I'm large.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Did you apply the +2 AC bonus from haste?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't have my shield out yet because I was using my longbow
Okay.
and I had to use the free action economy to switch out longbow for hand axe,
Right,
but I didn't have enough to do that.
Okay.
I think, in a manner of speaking. So I do have one free hand. Looking at these owlbears, are they the same size as me?
I
Are they
mean,
large?
you're,
or are they
you're
huge?
that's a good question. I'd say they come up to about your torso when they're
Okay.
fully. They kind of crouch down to like a prowling predatory stance, but when they're fully, limbs extended, they get pretty tall.
Gotcha. So this one here on my left, I've got a free hand. Could I just like throw an arm around its neck and attempt to grapple it?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Okay, so it's contested strength or athletics, or it could be acrobatics. But I rolled a 26.
Okay. 18. So you managed to grapple this guy.
Okay, so I got him grappled. That's the first of my attacks. I'm gonna start attacking the one that's already taken a hit to the right. Right?
Do that for grappling, I guess. Okay, so you grapple that
So then
one,
this-
and you're attacking this one.
Grapple this one, just holding that one still, and I'm going to attempt to hit this one.
All right.
Natural 19 to hit.
Ooh, yeah.
I get an extra d6 of damage. Because Giant Smite. Okay, so that's 8 plus 5 is 13 slashing against this guy.
Okay.
Hasted attack. I rolled a hit. Natural 3, probably not going to hit for a total of 11.
That will miss.
Okay. Action surge.
Oh boy.
I'm going to attempt to kick the owlbear prone.
Okay.
So contested athletics. I rolled a 19.
It rolled a 20.
Dang.
Beat it by 1.
Okay. So I kick it kind of in the face, and the boot slides off. I'm going to rear back and attempt one more time the same thing. Okay, that's 22.
All right, 17. So that one does manage to, instead of going for the face, you kick down by one of its claws, and it's enough to upset it and kind of crumple in the pain.
Okay, so I've got one prone and I've got one grappled.
Correct.
That's my turn.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Bonus action. I will. What's it called? Second wind. You get some hit points back. That's my turn.
Nice. All right.
What is it?
So it's Ilea. She's going to.
Take it down.
She's gonna
I'm
do
just keeping
a sacred flame on the guy that you have grappled. It's a dexterity save. Natural 1. So a column of Palutena yellow energy shoots out from the ground beneath it, dealing 2d8 radiant damage.
Nice. The one that's from you won't get advantage on, but the other one you will.
8 points of radiant to this owlbear,
Attack.
Other way, yeah.
Other way.
which is still glowing, by the way.
Oh yeah.
All the goblins are dead. The owlbear that's prone will get up. And let's see. Will yeah. He'll get up and try to go at you again, Ignatz.
Okay.
So that's a 21 on the beak
That hits.
and
You said you grab.
a 16 on the claws.
Miss.
Okay, so another
Can't
beak
touch
attack.
this.
Wow, he's rolling really good on the damage. 13.
Okay. I'm looking kind of bloody.
And the
They
other,
keep going for my knees.
The other owlbear will attempt to break the grapple, escape from your grasp. So, athletics.
Right. Do I roll against that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
It's trying to claw and get out of you, but you've got your arm gripped tightly around it. It's not going anywhere. If you have anything to say about it,
Heck yeah.
horses are really wanting to get out of there. They might try to do something in the next round. Mallory.
This guy's prone.
Yes.
Yeah,
This guy's not.
that's right. No, he got up. Neither of them prone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
The guy to the right has taken damage.
Yeah, this guy, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I hit. Okay, I'll just try and hit him again.
All right, go for it.
That wasn't very good. 15?
The 15 will hit.
Nice. You're still sneaky,
Sneak.
bro. What you got?
21.
Oh. All right, how do you want to do this?
Ooh. Just like that. Ooh.
Yes.
Owlbear.
You hoot at it as it dies.
Yeah. Vicious mockery dies.
We call that a hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
hootenanny.
wasn't really trying to kill an owlbear today.
Well, it happened.
But it happened. Among other things that I killed today.
These things do
Just right through its eye.
All right.
Just
Just a clean shot,
Put it down.
which is impressive because that was the one that had the kind of the faceplate. And so, Ignatz, as you're kind of wrestling with this other owlbear, you look at the other one as it's kind of rearing out for another beak attack, and then an arrow just through the faceplate sticking out of its eye. It kind of, with a slight groan, just and falls over, motionless and moving. You know exactly who shot that arrow.
Mm-hmm.
and
Got a name written on
I'm
it.
gonna move finally out of my spot and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and use my bonus action to dash and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, go on to here, 25, 30.
Okay.
To try and help with the horses.
All right. So you are no longer hidden, but you are there.
Yeah.
Varys, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Would it be an action or a bonus action to just try and like calm the horses?
If you want to really try to calm the horses, I'd say that would require an action.
An action? Okay. I'm just going to attempt to kind of calm the horses.
Okay. How do you attempt to calm them?
So I'm gonna kind of like grab at the bits and kind of like huddle them together and be like, hey, whoa there.
Don't look over there, it's okay.
Don't look over there. It's alright.
Look at me,
Look at me. Look at me.
Over here.
All right.
It's like when a toddler falls and scratches their knee and you're like, don't look at it, look at me, like you're fine.
Give me an animal handling check.
4.
What is it?
4.
All right.
It was so close to it.
Forget your hands are already like on fire from your magic.
The horses
Yeah,
don't
wait,
seem
wait,
to
fire in
be
your
paying.
face.
The horses don't seem to be paying much attention to you, but they are increasingly getting uneasy.
Okay.
Ignatz, your turn.
I'm gonna call out to Ilea. Ilea, why don't you mount up? If they run, you can stay with them. And then I will. But I yell it out kind of like way too fast.
Right.
Ideally, you take out this owlbear and she can use her turn to
Yeah.
talk to the horses, but
I will feint one way and then just like twist and attempt to throw the owlbear onto its back. It's gonna be a shove. Prone.
Alright. I dig it.
Okay. I got a 23.
15. So, you perform the maneuver exactly as you envisioned it in your mind. You feel awesome.
I do feel awesome.
you're so cool.
And I will look the owlbear in the eye and I will say, your fight is lost. What do you choose?
Oh my god.
And I will try to intimidate it into standing down.
And the owlbear will go, huh?
Make an intimidation
Wait.
check.
Okay. 10.
Okay. It's hard to gauge the owlbear's reaction, but it is still trying to get up while you're holding it, and its eyes kind of beginning to go a little bit more frantic.
Okay, let me see. Do it yourself. Was this my action?
To intimidate, that was one action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
So you
Could it be the
shoved,
hasted action?
You shoved, you
Uh-huh.
intimidated, and then since you did attack, then you can do your haste. You can do one more attack action.
Okay. I will kind of swing a leg over it and just sit on it to keep it pinned. I will pull out the shield, and then I will attempt to knock it out with the back of my axe.
Okay. Which it does have a rudimentary saddle attached to it, so.
Mm-hmm. So attacking with advantage because it's prone. 2 14s plus 8.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That'll hit.
And this is my giant smite attack. So 2 1s for a total of 7 damage.
Okay.
Kerplunk.
Okay. I think that is my whole turn.
Okay. Ilea will get on to Daisy and will attempt to calm the horses down. Oh my gosh, and rolls a natural 19.
Nice.
Yay.
Nice.
For
Just the horse whisperer.
for a total of 19.
Well,
Incredible.
So she gets
If it
on.
works, it works.
And Daisy seems to take a little bit of courage of having the rider on her back, and the other. It's not so much Ilea as it is Daisy, gesturing to the other horses, who seem to calm down a little bit. They're still worry and warding, but they're now looking towards the scene, a bit more confident in the scenario. That's Ilea's turn.
Daisy comes. Comes.
And then
Next one, we call it again.
the owl bear will get up and will just.
So I have it grappled.
Oh, it's
So
not
its
just
speed is
prone.
0.
Right. So it will attempt to break the grapple.
Okay, 18.
Yeah, you still got it. It's now fighting frantically and desperately. It doesn't seem as interested anymore in trying to attack you. It just wants to get away from you at this point.
Okay.
Mallory?
can I try and get on my horse?
Yes, make an animal handling check, because your horse requires it.
She's a problem.
You're a problem. You're a big problem.
15.
Okay, the DC was 14, so you do manage to get onto Lista. Oh, and for the record, mounting takes half your movement, I think is how
Yeah.
the rules go.
And I'm just gonna try and help Ilea keep them from running off.
Okay. And having another horse rider on the back also seems to help the horses keep courage. Varys, what are you doing?
They're like, we didn't sign up for this.
Okay, so the owlbear is still up.
Yeah.
Just the one.
I think it's not prone, but it is grappled.
Okay. To me, does it still look like a threat?
Well, so Ignatz is trying to keep it there. You see that it's trying to buck him or do something to get away from him. You just see a cornered animal doing anything it can to get away.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got this.
They're like,
Everything's under control.
I just don't want it getting away and attacking us or getting to the horses. So I'm just gonna firebolt it.
All right.
It's 17 to hit.
That will hit.
That's 9 fire damage.
9 fire damage. Oops.
Yeah, and you said it's half the movement to get on the horse.
Yes, half your movement to mount.
Okay, so I'll get on Prince.
Okay. And that's your turn. Ignatz.
Yeah.
So you're still grappling it. You're on its back still?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for the record, it's hard to grapple something when you're on its back, unless you're like trying to pin it down and use your weight against it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
doing.
then that checks out.
Okay. But I think what I will do is, I will, I will drop the grapple, and I'll just get in position to just be mounted in the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to attempt to do a. Would you allow me with my hasted action to attempt to like calm it or tame it or essentially?
I think the haste action is
become
only for
hobgoblin?
attacks.
It's for a handful of things. It says dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action.
So trying to tame a hostile creature, would not fall under that. I don't think.
Okay. Could I hold the attack action, hold the hasted action to try to shove it prone, or to grapple it, if it doesn't do what I want it to?
I suppose
Because
you could.
it's bad. It's like throw an arm around its neck and just kind of pull it off to the side, kind of thing.
It says weapon attack only.
It says one weapon attack only, right? But the rules for grappling. Let me find them again. The rules for grappling says you use the attack action to make a special melee attack, or grapple.
Yeah, so it's not a
Yeah.
weapon attack.
Okay, so that wouldn't count. Okay. In that case, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna release the grapple and just sit in the saddle
Mm-hmm.
and hold my action to shove it prone. If it goes the direction I don't want it to, I'm gonna attempt to ride it away from the horses.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
All right.
Smelter.
Ilea will maintain horses. That's a natural one, so she could use some help on her on. Well, she goes last, so we'll see what happens after this. So it's the owl bear's turn, and it gets up. You're still on it. You're heavier than it's used to, but it's trying to dash just away from you. So the both of you, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, move up to there, and you can just see it's heading back into the forest.
Okay.
All right. Ilea loses her grasp on the horses. The only one that's not there is Kaiser, who doesn't have a rider. He's not at a full gallop, but he's just kind of trotting this way. The rest of you see that he does have a head turned toward Ignatz. But the other horses are managed to stay still. Mallory, you doing anything?
There are still some sleeping goblins back there that need to be killed.
Can I do anything? With
You can shoot a bow off the back of a horse. Why not?
Can I try and get Lista to move over in this area by Kaiser?
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, jeez. 16.
All right. Yes. Where do you want to move her?
Like right here-ish, as close to here as possible.
Okay, you got 60 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Still have 15 left if you want.
Can we just get like right on this side? Yeah. Can I shoot from horseback?
You can. You're at disadvantage already because they're prone.
Yeah.
But you can
What
try.
are you
Yeah.
shooting at? The goblins?
Yeah.
No.
The big ones.
Cool.
I'll go for this guy right here.
Okay.
Things don't be bad. Well, could have been better. 13.
13 just hits.
Okay. 8
That's
on
enough.
that guy.
Nice. Didn't even wake up.
Nope. Alright, that your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just keep in the area of where Ignaz's horse is going and keep him from wandering, I guess.
Okay. Varys. You're on Prince.
Okay. Yeah, I'll also kind of circle around. Oh. Yeah, I can.
I have
Prince.
to move the horse. Good.
Okay.
Where do you want to move him?
We're gonna circle behind Kaiser.
Hopping all over the place.
Get to there.
Oh, you rotated me.
Well,
How did you do that?
Get rotated.
just shift and an arrow key and you'll figure it out.
Okay. And with that, the owlbear is still running away
Yes. With Ignatz
with Ignatz on it. Okay, I'll just take another shot at the owlbear and just try to put it down.
Alright, go for it.
It's another 17.
That will hit.
Come on, bigger numbers. Wow, another 9.
Okay. I think, yeah. There we go. Yeah. It's not looking too good. Ignatz, you're on its back.
So I gotta run to work, so
Yeah, we're gonna finish.
Yeah. you have to just finish that for me.
Yeah, no worries.
What do you add to your firebolt?
Huh?
What do you add to your firebolt to hit?
It's a +8 to hit.
What's it? Okay. I'm gonna call out to the others. It looks like it just wants to get out of here. Should I just let it go?
Aliyah shouts, let it go.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I will attempt to very coolly jump off the side and smack it on the rump as it goes.
Give me a performance check.
Yes.
Oh, not bad. 17.
Nice. It's a bit easier to do with your enlarged size as well. But you jump off, kind of do a rolling thing, and kind of slap it on its hindquarters as it scampers away.
Okay.
There you go, Wesley.
So that's half my movement.
And
Dismount?
for the purposes of this, we are out of initiative order.
Yeah, we'll probably
Just take out the other goblins. They're
Wipe
still
out.
asleep because they're gonna wake up soon.
wipe out one of them and then kind of tie up the other one for questioning, maybe, or just
Wake it up. Take it out.
Easy,
They're just goblins.
easy enough to do. With the rest of the, with the
I'll leave it to
owlbear
you.
now gone.
We'll be
Some
singing.
things to like make secret stuff to kill things. So
Can't wait for our trip, guys.
very much. I would take those out, yes.
Oh, wait, I killed the hobgoblin.
You guys clean
Did you?
up. Mhm.
Whoa.
So, I am assuming you guys want to do some looting.
Yes.
All right.
For the story's sake, I think Ignatz would have held back on killing the hobgoblin. Can we say I knocked him out instead?
Which one?
The one down here by the owlbear. Ignatz wiped him out. It was with a hand axe too, so maybe we could say I just knocked him out instead.
He's dead.
I'll go through and deal with it.
He's dead?
Yep.
Okay.
The heat and the anticipation or the adrenaline of battle kind of got the better of you.
Fair enough. I guess we'll deal with that trauma when we get to it.
Woohoo!
All right, so who's looting? Mallory?
Oh, heck yeah.
Investigation check.
I'll help her out.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I think Varys would probably kind of walk up to the line of dead goblins in the back and peer off into the woods just to see where they might have come from.
Okay.
Natural 20. My 6.
Ooh. All right. So, from most of the goblins, they don't have, the weapons that they do have are in, poorly maintained condition, hardly worth anything except for scrap metal. They've mostly got hide, leather kind of armor that doesn't do all that much. But amongst this group, you managed to find, let's see, let's roll to see how much money you find. Where's my fours? You find 56 emblems.
Nice.
Kind of scattered from amongst them. And you find them in small pouches that look way too nice to belong to a bunch of goblins. With the natural 20, none of you speak Goblin.
Nope.
On one of the hobgoblins, you find a tattered cloth that has a strange kind of script written in what looks like dried blood in a scrappy script. I'm not sure what it says. And there is there's one other thing that you find of interest. Let me pull up my thingy here. A loot table.
I'm gonna find a table of loots.
Ooh.
Loot. Miss Varys already.
You find there they are. You find I'll just roll. There's one intact healing potion on one of the hobgoblins. Never had a chance to use. And
Thanks to you.
That's fun. But that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's what you find.
Okay.
There's not too much on these. They're fairly nomadic, as it were.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
Cool.
is there anything else you wish to do? Because this is probably a good spot to just close it out.
Yeah, I'll probably just collect as many arrows as I can and bunches of scrap metal and just kind of tie it together.
Okay, that's a
Throw
fair
it in my
point. They
pack.
did have a bunch of arrows on them, so you can find 11 arrows that are still in good working condition.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll take 5.
You can take 6. Okay. That was very good.
Grab the arrows and I'll grab just as much of the scrap metal worth of stuff as I can.
Okay.
Just because I'm thinking maybe I can melt it down and make something later.
Sure. All right. So with the battle done, the crisis averted, Ilea and Varys probably realizing why they haven't seen too many people along the road.
Oh,
Hey!
but me? No, not so much.
Like, eh.
Wow, these guys had a lot of gold on them for
That's
a bunch of
weird.
goblins.
Alright, so we'll close out our session there and pick this up next time.
Okay.